Hello traders, today is June the 9th. My name is Neville Hornsey. I'm a market analyst for YouTrading. And today I'm looking at the euro. Okay, starting with the YouTrading.com Forex heat map. As always, we can see that the yen today is actually flipped to being bullish across the board, whereas the euro is mixed. The euro is stronger than the pound, the Aussie and the CAD, but it is actually weaker than the dollar and the yen. So looking across, the Forex market is mixed. We can't really sort of decide which way risk sentiment is going at the moment. So we just go to an inflation rate, and we also got the ECB interest rate. We've got here inflation in blue. We can see that has sort of spiked higher, getting above 8% now inflation in the Eurozone. Looking at the ECB interest rate, that had been up above 4, well, almost 5 at one point in the early 2000s. It has been at 0 since late 2014, all the way through Brexit and such like. So for most part of this sort of period of time when the interest rate was low, well, 0, we have actually had negative interest rates because of the inflation being positive. So now inflation's obviously ramped up towards 8%. They need to do something. We can see here with that in times when there has been rising inflation, when interest rates have been rising, then at some point there is a peak in both the inflation rate and the interest rate. So if they were to raise rates, maybe they raise rates high enough that prices become too expensive and then they kill demand, as per what the Fed have been sort of calling for. So we're not expecting them to raise rates today. The market expectations are for them to hold rates, but we are expecting them to announce that they are going to end the asset purchase program. So they're not going to be adding support to the markets via asset purchases. And then that will clear the way for a rate hike in July and September, and hopefully start seeing inflation come down and interest rates going up. So real interest rates become positive, if not just a nominal rate. Looking at the active trader platform, we can see here that I'm in a short. We had a signal to go short on the 1st of June and again on the 6th of June. However, we have basically been trading in this channel, in this range since sort of 24th of May. This is the daily chart on the left-hand side. We can see that price action is below the 200 period moving average and is actually keeping very close to the 1.07 level and also this 9 period moving average. On the right-hand side, we've got the M30 chart, the same range in the white box. We are basically compressing around the 1.07. We can see we had a sort of swing high here, pull back, a higher high, and then came back down to find old resistance acting as support. And now they're just sort of coiling around that. So until we actually get towards the 1.08 or below the 1.062, I don't think we're going to be able to sort of tell which way they're going to break this. However, momentum is to the downside. If you look on the higher time frame chart, we have been coming lower since 2021. We paused around 1.13 between end of 2021 into 2022. We had a break higher, break lower, a retest of the highs before actually collapsing on the invasion of Ukraine. Obviously, nothing has really changed in the sort of geopolitics. So we're now waiting for the monetary policy to change. If they don't change it today, then things will probably just continue in this downtrend, which is what I'm hoping. Looking at the sentiment indicator on the active trader platform, 56% of traders are trying to go long. So there's a slight bias towards being bullish. However, if we were to look through the rest of the euro crosses, we get here, euro versus the Swiss franc, 73% want to go long, euro versus the Australian dollar and Canadian dollar, 64 and 79% bullish respectively. So lots of traders are looking for generally the euro to go higher. So that for me adds more weight to the downside. The euro versus the yen, 92% of traders are trying to short that. So this is one euro cross that I am actually thinking goes a lot higher. If we just go to the euro versus the yen chart, we can see that we had a massive spike to the upside. So I can see why traders would be looking for, selling the sort of top. However, I don't think we're going to get that. At the moment, we're just sort of playing on the M30 chart below the 9 period moving average. We had this bow tie sort of effect on the Bollinger Band where we had an expansion and then a sort of compression. And now we had a slight expansion to the downside. I think if we break to the upside, take out yesterday's high of 144.252, then we continue in our uptrend. If I go to an even higher time frame, go to the monthly chart, look to the left, We do have the low from December 2014. That's 144.76 towards 1.145 is kind of the target, which I think this euro versus yen then really does consider whether or not it comes lower. If we break higher, then we've also got this swing low here, swing high here, but the sort of monthly low around 165. So if the yen was to continue breaking lower, we broke out of this, what is essentially a triangle pattern. If I just put the triangle across from this high to this low to pretty much where we broke out, you can see we broke out this triangle. So this was the impulsive move, then a correction, and we're just waiting for another impulsive move to the upside. RSI on the monthly chart is coming up to the overbought. I go back to a daily chart. You can see we are definitely overbought. So a bit of a pullback to where we've sort of maybe broke above previous resistance. See if that acts as support 140. That would have to come on the back of either some sort of intervention from the Bank of Japan or the ECB. Obviously, the ECB is the most likely candidate to bring the euro versus the yen lower. However, I think based on the sentiment alone, we get that push up higher first. We're in a short on the euro versus US dollar based on the sort of trend following system, waiting for the sort of ECB press conference to see if we can actually get lower. If we can take out the 1.62, then 1.062, then we're looking for the 1.05 into this range here, and then hopefully come down to test the swing low around the 1.04. And then on the euro versus the yen, we're looking for a pullback and then maybe a break higher on the 30-minute chart. So if I just go to the path, if we break higher, pull back into the range, and then take that as a signal to go long, that's what we're looking for on the euro versus the yen. Okay, good luck today, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow.